Hello all, and welcome to my questions and answers segment. Here I will answer the questions you guys post from the comments below. But since this is the first episode, I don't really have questions to pull from a previous episode, so the questions I'll be answering today have been pulled from previous YouTube comments on my videos or the WarGamer Girl Facebook page. But future questions will be pulled from the prior questions and answers episode. Also, I will be prioritizing upvoted comments, so if someone's already asked the question that you want to see answered, feel free to give it a thumbs up. So without further delay, on to the first question. Have you ever considered a Q&A? Maybe do a minute-long Ask Me questions, then take the comments and answer them. Such as, what Hordes faction would you play? Well, funny you should mention it. Yes, I have considered a Q&A, so here you go. Also, as far as what Hordes faction, it's hard to be interested in any other faction when you've collected so much of one, or at least that's how it is for me. I'm so heavily invested in one. But if I did play Hordes, or if I started over and for whatever reason didn't want to, support the motherland, I guess I'd probably play Circle of Boros. They've got a lot of power, and they don't ever seem to lose it, so they're very tricky and hard to play, but at the same time, you just devote the time and it's probably just fine. I'm really curious to see if they ever put out a new Hordes faction, because, I don't know, maybe I'll be interested in that one. But yeah, Circle of Boros, I guess, is the only one that's kind of interested me at this point. Have you considered Age of Sigmar? I haven't, at least not yet. There's a lot of game systems out there, and I didn't even get into Warhammer Fantasy. 40k was really cool, but Fantasy just, I don't know, I couldn't really sink my teeth into it, even though I'd kind of considered Bretonnians for a while. So with Age of Sigmar, it would actually be more like my introduction to Warhammer Fantasy, and I don't know what kind of blasphemy that would be to most players, so we'll just see. Like I said, there's a lot of other game systems that I'm kind of looking at right now. I'm playing Malifaux, I'm playing Wrath of Kings, I'm looking at possibly Frostgrave, I don't know, we'll see. So, maybe someday, but probably not anytime soon. Very nice battle report, well done! The list debriefing at the end is a good idea. Okay, so this isn't so much of a question, so much as maybe more a pat on the back that I'm giving myself here, so thank you. I appreciate that, you appreciate the work. Also, the list debriefing, that really did come from, fan suggestions, so I'm glad that you like it. I hope that you're getting something out of it. I know for both players, actually, at the end of a battle report, it can be nice to kind of explain what your strategy was going in, because it may not be what actually ended up happening in your game, so it can be kind of cool. So I'm glad you like it. What do you think of the game War Machine Tactics? It's an interesting game. So I finally started playing it more than a year after it had actually come out. So I think a lot of the bugs, the initial bugs and everything were kind of worked out. Which is kind of a lot of the complaints I had read about on Steam. The game is beautiful, like aesthetically they knocked it out of the park. I love the way the models look, the environments are great. The gameplay ended up being a bit different than what I was expecting, especially having seen like older footage from when this was all starting. But I'm looking at doing some videos to kind of cover it in more detail as I get to play through it, because I haven't had much time to play through any of the campaign yet. So I want to show that to you guys too. So we'll be working on that in the future. Hey Miranda, are you looking for War Machine opponents for your channel, or do you have no shortage of challengers? LOL. So, Albuquerque does not have such a big meta. There are only so many people in town that actually play War Machine, so don't be surprised if you see, some repeat people on my channel, and they've all been very good about, playing games. They also play more factions than I do, so technically I should have a good variety. That said, if you find yourself in the Albuquerque area and want to set up a game or record one, then yeah, I can definitely look at hooking it up or seeing what we can do. Have you considered playing some Infinity? I would love to see some Infinity bat reps on your channel. So maybe? I've only played like 1 or maybe 2 games of Infinity ever, and I don't know, I still have to get a good feel for it, and I mean, there's even actually kind of surprisingly large meta here in Albuquerque, probably bigger than my War Machine meta, that plays Infinity. That said, I don't know when I would be able to throw those battle reports up there just yet. Even just keeping up with a War Machine battle report every month takes a lot of time, and with that, I've got a laundry list of things that I'm doing on my channel, and Infinity hasn't quite made it onto there yet. So I'm hoping so at some point, you know, maybe to get some more variety on my channel. But there's a lot of things in front of that, so time will tell. Why do you always play Khador? I don't know, maybe we're not all a bunch of faction hopping people. No, on a serious note, I like Khador, and I am a faction loyalist, so most of the time any sort of game I pick up, I pick my faction and I just stick to it. I hate variety in that regard. I'll let other people bring in other battles or other lists and factions, but don't expect me to ever change what I play. Even with 40k, it was always Sisters of Battle. With, you know, Malifaux, I'm probably just gonna always stick with Neverborn. It's how I roll. Have you tried the Iron Kingdoms role-playing game? I have. It's actually a lot of fun. In fact, one of my first campaigns, I played this this defective, well, okay, she was a coward. She ran away. Khadoran sniper. So basically, you can imagine that she just failed her morale check, as Widowmakers are wont to do, and so she defected and just went with a bunch of mercenaries. It's actually a lot of fun. Like, the combat system on that was so smooth. It lacked certain social elements, at least at the time, because I had played it when the book had just came out, so they didn't have any of the expansions or even most of the new quarter information that you can get now. So I actually want to get back into that game, but it's been a while. So yeah, I have played it, and if you haven't, I definitely recommend it. It's a good style game. Have you taken a look at Frostgrave yet? I haven't yet, but since you posted it on the Facebook, I did end up going to the website and looking at it, and it seems to be kind of picking up traction on the interwebs, so I'm hoping it does well. It seems like an interesting idea. There was a book here at the local game store, but it ended up selling out, so I'm waiting for them to get a new copy in so I can look at it. But yeah, I guess it's sort of this wizard mechanic. He's the general, not so dissimilar to War Machine, but more of a skirmish fantasy. I don't know. I'll be curious to check it out. So more on that to come. Music selection for Minions was epic. Okay, so again, this isn't really a question, but yes, it is fantastically epic. I was really proud to find that music. And interestingly enough, while Kevin MacLeod from Incompetech typically scores most of my channel and most of YouTube, this music actually came from the YouTube Creator Studio. So I believe it was Swamp Shuffle and Crawdad Stomp. So if you would like to use that music, just go into the YouTube Creator Studio and they've got all the royalty-free music available there. But yeah, I'm glad you like it. I was thoroughly entertained as far as getting that report together, so that's all for now. As always, thank you all for watching, and don't forget to like my video and subscribe to my awesome channel. Also, I do have a WarGamer Girl Facebook page if you're interested in following that to see all my various goings-on. And if you like the content on my channel and want to support it, please follow my Patreon page. Or if you're just here to watch some more War Machine videos, feel free to click here for my last battle report where I take on Epic Chromek and the Circle of Boros. Also, I do co-host a WarGamers Hangout with Codex Dan. You can see that episode right here. And as a reminder, if you would like to post your question here and see it answered, please post it in the comments below. So goodbye for now, and I'll see you next time.